We're continuing Katniss's journey. It's not really about getting out of the games anymore. We're moving into a real war between District 13 and the Capitol. So, things are kind of naturally getting darker, story-wise, visually, because we're underground a lot in District 13. But that we're just following her journey. Katniss has been completely stripped down when we find her at the beginning of this movie. She's suffered from post-traumatic stress from the first games. She had to go back. She wakes up in a district that she didn't even know existed. She's lost her home. She's completely bare and has to rebuild herself. So, fortunately, when we almost shot in sequence. When one of the first scenes that I shot was when we first find Katniss, and she's locked herself in an air vent, and so I think that it's naturally she's in a darker place because she's completely stripped away from everything that she knows and has to rebuild. The fans and our audience are constantly in our conversation because that's how all of this, the excitement around these books, and it's who we're making these movies for. So before we make any huge decisions, there's a conversation with Suzanne Collins. There's definitely an awareness of our fan base because it is so giant and so important to us. Drawing on your own personal experience is tricky for me. I never really understand how that works because it's not me. It's a very different person that handles emotions in a very different way. I mean, I would have just been crying every single day and been like, "Where's my mom?" But I remember reading the first books, and when I read them, I was going through my first award season for Winter's Bone, and I had never experienced anything like that, of just kind of being put in dresses that are uncomfortable and that I didn't like, looking not like myself, and all of a sudden everybody's listening to you, and you're like, don't listen to me, I'm 20. And then kind of growing into it in a way, and I felt like there were a few parallels of that, of having people kind of look at you and listen to you at a very young age when you don't really feel ready.
It was really nice to hear Katniss kind of singing in the film, and I was just wondering, what do you think, if she was here now, what kind of stuff she'd listen to?
What's on her iPod, basically, I guess is what she asked. What kind of music
Lord.
Katniss would be listening to.
Definitely Lord.
Hey, good answer.
No, but honestly, when the first time I ever heard that Lord song, I mean, I think it's Yellow Flicker Beat, or something like it's. Yeah. I mean, it just gave me goosebumps because you read a book, you kind of internalize a character, you go on set and you kind of you have conversations with the director, with your co-stars, you have conversations of how to build something I've never really heard. It was so bizarre, really, to kind of hear a musical version of what emotionally I feel in between action and cut sometimes. I know that sounds like a really weird thing to say, but she captured that character so magically that it was a really amazing thing to listen to. So I think Katniss would be a huge Lord fan, and obviously Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Who's awesome.
Yeah.